All right, so we got Tarah, our athlete, on the left, and Lydia on the right. And this is interesting. If you go back and watch the previous video I posted with Casey, one of our athletes, Casey, comparing her to Lydia, these are going to be polar opposites as far as technique and errors and motor patterns and the different things that they are feeling during the snatch and what they should be feeling. But the end result, the end goal, I should say, is the exact same. The end goal for the two of them, they're trying to get to the same thing, but from a different place. So Tarah actually does a really good job off the floor. Her hips are maybe starting a little too low, and that's why you see her start with a little hip rise, and then she does a good job of keeping her chest up from there and gets to a pretty good position here. She's maybe not back as far as I would want to see her back, so the hip line is a good reference point. And I'll show you what Lydia's hip line looks like here in a second. But from the floor up, your butt should basically, to the top of the knee, you should basically be right on that line. You see her coming forward a little early right there. Or if we watch Lydia and her butt line, you can see how much she actually shifts back behind where her starting point. She actually shifts back behind the starting point. So from there, though, both in pretty decent positions. You can see how Lydia is able to keep her chest up a little bit more, even though her shins are still vertical. A lot of that has to do with how outside she gets her legs and so she's a lot more duck-footed. Her toes are pointed out more, and that allows her to get her knees pointed out more and create more space for the bar while maintaining knee bend. So you can see how bent her knees are, but her shins are still vertical. So that might be something to play with if you struggle with getting your legs too straight at the top of the knee, especially if you have long legs. So from there, what we're going to look for with Tarah is what her hips do from the top of the knee up. So you can see by the time she gets the bar to the hip, see how much space she's created between that line and where her butt is. And so you can see how much forward motion the hips have. So if you took the bar away, it would almost look like she's trying to jump forward. It would almost look like she's trying to do a broad jump. That's how much forward motion she has. So as opposed to Lydia, she's going to get forward just a little bit, just enough to get into a more vertical position. But from there, she kind of stops moving forward and almost starts coming back towards the line again, almost as if she's just loading the legs and then jumping backwards. And so that difference between the two, this jump forward, you even see the feet slide forward a little bit, and then you see the bar swing out. That's the biggest difference. And so that's why for the last 4 years, my cue for Tarah has constantly been jump back. But as a CrossFitter, she just doesn't get quite as many reps as our weightlifters and doesn't get as much time to practice it. And she's had a hard time making that change stick. And again, on her good lifts, she does it and she ends up very vertical with a good bar path, but she can definitely fall into the trap of making that error of getting that jump forward motion where the bar starts to swing out. So she's almost to really do it well, she's almost gonna have to exaggerate it to the point where she feels like she's trying to throw the bar behind her, and she might actually start doing that some, but that's okay because we want 50% of our misses behind us and 50% of our misses in front of us. If all of our misses are in front of us, that tells us that we're constantly swinging the bar out.